Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you, get 18% off. We out. All right, Charles Oakley, man, is spitting hot fire. Dylan at Patrick Ewing, and he also blasted Latrell, Sprewell, and Bernard King. Let's talk about it. I think it was the can't remember the podcast name, but I put all the stuff in the description. New York Post article, CBS article. The podcast is in a New York Post article. I put in the article in the description. Excuse me. Check out our NBA Talk playlist for more videos like this. Hit the subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And he went after Charles Oakley. Let's start off there. Charles Oakley went after Patrick. Excuse me. Saying that he wasn't a great leader. He ran from adversity. And he also said at the podcast that he didn't speak up about what happened with him and Dolan until it was too late. So, he played with Jordan, Oakley played around the league, and he said that the reason the Knicks couldn't get up the hump is because Oakley was never accountable. And as a leader, you have to be accountable. You have to stand up for your teammates. He even threw Chris Childs in there. He popped Kobe ass up. That's what you remember, bro. And said that he had backed up the claim that, Patrick Ewing had a beta male mentality, basically, when it came for standing up. And the things that he got specific was that Oakley never, took the blame, put it on his shoulders as far as with the press. And the night I didn't have a good night. We could have did better. This one on me. And that goes far for team morale. He never stuck up for players in the locker room. He never stuck up for players through the press. He shied away from adversity. He wasn't a great leader. And had he been a great leader, then, maybe they would have got over the hump at least. They might have they won a championship, when Michael Jordan was out, but they didn't win one. I think they made it 1 year, when Orlando played Houston 1 year. I think they made it the other year. And I know they made it in 99, but, he said, that he treated people bad around the organization. And that's why the Knicks didn't give him a job. He basically said that he had the Knicks by the balls and used, his power, his leverage to, basically hold the organization hostage. So, Patrick Ewing was a real prima donna. You know what I'm saying? Patrick Ewing was a bad leader, according to Charles Oakley. And, I think a lot of people a Knicks fan would back up the claim, and people wonder why some of those Knicks teams didn't get over the hump. Oakley was tough. Mason was tough. Rest in power to him. Starks was, he was a little mentally shaky, but they had nice teams. Mark Jackson was from the city, but, the problem was, Patrick Ewing just wasn't a great enough superstar to get him over the hump, according to Charles Oakley. And maybe with, some of the stuff that went on behind the scenes with the organization, as far as how he basically held him by the balls and held him captive, is why he didn't get a job in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? But what's so funny about it, I think Oakley is saying this now is because what he going through with Mike Dolan, with Mike, what's his name? Dolan, James Dolan, excuse me. What he going through with James Dolan, and I felt like we really got to actually listen to it or read it and really kind of pick out the bullshit from what the real problem is. And the real problem that he got with Patrick Ewing, because he ain't really spoke on this in years. You got pictures of them, cool. When Ewing was a Hornets coach, they on the bench chopping it up. Charles Oakley is hurt that these players didn't come to his defense about James Dolan when he got kicked out of Madison Square Garden. So now he's scoring, he hurt, he ain't nobody gonna whoop my ass, ain't nobody gonna do nothing. So I'm gonna speak out. Had the incident never happened, or had the player stepped up for him in that incident, Charles Oakley wouldn't have had nothing bad to say about Patrick Ewing. That's what it is. He hurt because Patrick Ewing didn't step up and support him with the James Dolan situation. When guys like Michael Rappaport did. When other celebrities did, he didn't. So now he's sitting there trying to throw dirt on Patrick Ewing's name. Now, is Patrick Ewing required to help Charles Oakley? No, he's not required to help Charles Oakley at all. That's not his requirement, but that's what real motherfuckers do. And you think somebody real, you think somebody your mans, you think, that's my guy. I know he got my back. And Beast Patrick Ewing didn't have his back. But Patrick spoke out years later, and he said basically it was too late, and he's still in a lawsuit. I know it got thrown out, maybe he appealed it or whatever with James Dolan, but James Dolan threw out Spike Lee too. So Charles Oakley, ain't the isolated incident. And when you know why the Knicks organization is being run bad, you think the NBA would try to assist Dolan into or make him sell the team, because the league is better when the Knicks is good. I mean, if you ever been to Madison Square Garden, it's like something legendary, bro. It's like almost probably what you imagine seeing the pyramids in person. Not quite, but it's a marvel, man. Next to Penn Station, I've been there a few times, man, and got a good little vibe. Been to the Barclays Centers as well too. So, that beautiful marvel of a stadium deserves a competing team that's competing for playoff spot, a championship or something. I think I used to miss watching the Knicks in the 90s and in the playoffs, battling with the Bulls and battling with the Heat and stuff of that nature, man. And it's always something special to play at Masters Garden, but that mystique is gone because Dolan don't know how to run an organization. But he went in on Bernard King, man. We just talked about Bernard King's in our Retro Hoop Series playlist, so check that out, Retro Hoop Series. We go talk about old basketball. And he went in on Bernard King, Latrell, Sprewell, but he didn't go in on Larry Johnson, though, right? And they was all sitting next to James Dolan, I guess, the next game in the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden after what happened with Oakley, after he got arrested. And he said, basically that, he lost respect for those guys. He said, I want to punch Bernard King in the face. And Bernard King's response said, my wife just wanted to go to a basketball game, so we went to the game. But what Dolan was trying to do is to show that he liked his black players. He like his former players, because all the players he had around him was former Knicks and black players. He had Larry Johnson there next to him. He said, people ain't seen Latrell Sprewell at Madison Square Garden since he got traded in 2003. Remember, he checked out PJ Carlissimore, whatever his name was. That shit was funny. And all of a sudden, he said Sprewell basically a punk bitch too. You know what I'm saying? He said, we ain't seen you in 10, 15 years. And after this happened to me, you take James Dolan invite to sit at the next game to show that, James Dolan love his black players and United, and Charles Oakley is crazy. I feel Oakley, man. Dude, that's like you going to work and your team yeah, man, we gonna ride, man. Tomorrow we gonna talk about management, and management ain't nothing. We gonna go up to labor and tell them we got problems with the management, and you come back and your team rat you out to management, and now you getting walked out, you getting fired, or you getting suspended or something, nigga. That's what that is, bro. The locker room is a family. The locker room is a fraternity, bro. What goes on there stays there. And Oakley just hurt because the brothers of the Knicks didn't have his back. But that's the story of the black man and the black American man. You know what I'm saying? We don't galvanize. We don't have no camaraderie. We don't move as one or none of that, bro. That's our problem. Real talk. That's our problem, man. And Charles Oakley found out the hard way. Every brother ain't a brother. I use that saying a lot. And for them to sit next to James Dolan for whatever he paid him, man, so all money ain't good money. So, he ain't talk about Larry Johnson, which he should have. Maybe he didn't want them problems. Maybe he think he could whoop Sprewell. He could whoop on Sprewell. He could whoop Bernard King. But Bernard King, the only one he wanted to punch, though. So it is what it is. I'll link those articles in the description. Let me know what you guys think. But crazy, man. But don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can check out our NBA Talk playlist. NBA 101 is live stream, and Retro Hoop Series is, old basketball talk. So if you like the old basketball talk and you want to learn something, check out the Retro Hoop Series playlist. Appreciate it. Don't forget you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email as well if you have a business question, inquiry. Reach out to just social media links. If you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request, want to make a donation to the channel, Cash App, PayPal in the description. But I feel bad, that they let Oakley down, because Oakley a thorough dude, bro. Oakley a real dude. You see Oakley in the street, bro. Oakley will speak to you, or if you want to, you throw them hands. Oakley will throw them hands with you. But he did compare him to Mike. He said Mike wasn't always he needed to be, as far as being the leader that he had to be. But he installed being a leader. He became a leader. He did the Breakfast Club and stuff of that nature. He basically said Patrick Ewing never had that maturation process of being a leader. But that's the difference. All these players are not perfect, bro. Even your LeBrons, Kareems, Michaels, Kobe's, Magic, Birds, you know what I'm saying? All of them, they missing something. And Oakley was missing the intangible shit, like the leadership, the heart, you know what I'm saying, the clutch gene. That's what Oakley was missing. And Jordan, he installed the leadership. Leadership you can learn. You can learn to be a great leader. You know what I'm saying? Either lead by example or be a vocal leader. And Michael took Chicago by the reins. Michael, like you said, Michael wasn't always the leader. He wasn't always getting on the refs and doing what he needed to do. And Oakley just didn't have it. And also, he was a shitty person behind the scenes as far as with the organization. So, Oakley just hurt right now. You know what I'm saying? Kind of sound like some female shit to do, but it is what it is, man. Let me know what you guys think. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. We go.